Welcome to Suladan Plays Aquacreep 3D. Long story short, on the main computer that I normally do the recordings on, for some reason this game doesn't want to play nice. It eventually has kind of this random lockup crash and an unrelated memory leak. I say unrelated because the crash doesn't happen in a predictable manner based upon the memory leak. But the memory leak amuses me because it at one point requested 12 gigabytes of RAM from my system, and I thought that was funny. That seems to be a problem limited to either my system or to certain systems, because the game dev was unable to recreate the problem, and the problem doesn't appear to happen on this, which is a backup computer, which I have moved my stuff over to, minus the webcam, because the webcam didn't want to play nice with it. If you would like to see the original episode of this, like take one, crashes and all, where I don't make a lot of progress, there will be a little clicky button link thing to it in the end card at the end of the video, so you can go ahead and skip to the last 15-20 seconds if you want to just see that. Otherwise, I'm going to put the original footage from here to where the first crash happens, and then begin this video from where that first crash happens, and then beyond. And we'll see whether we finish the game or whether it's a multi-episode thing. I don't know how long it is, but let's get into it. Well, that's quite beautiful. Welcome to Suladan Plays Aquacreep 3D, brought to us by Suits and Nukes. I was actually requested to play this game, and I'm thrilled by that, and I'm really interested by this. I don't know a lot about it aside from the screenshots I've seen, but it looks glorious. I'm gonna click, clickety-click. Of course, they indeed. Ooh, dear. Don't trust me with technology like this. I can't be trusted with the ability to swim. Starring Colin Hussey as Dean. Oh dear, it's got voice acting, doesn't it? Starring Alyssa Park as Isabel. Starring Scott McDonald as Steve. Steve, what are you doing here? Starring Donnie Chambers as Rebecca. And if I mispronounce anybody's names, whoops, I'm horrible with names. Starring Maddie Malley as Sean. Or Sean. Is that Sean like prawn or... Anyway. Starring Nick Bean as Thomas. Starring Cameron Powell as Trevor. You have a bigger font size on your name, sir. Pointy rocks. Mouse pointer. Oh. That was an unintended pun, but okay. Starring Ashley Ashwood. You know what? I'm not even gonna try. As Uma. Starring music by Gerwin Kramer. This is a very clever and cute little opening sequence. I like it. The breathing sound is a tad loud compared to the other ambience. Ambiance. Well, how to pronounce that properly? I call it ambience. I've seen other people call it ambiance. Either way. We ain't here to quibble over pronouncing words proper. We're here to do whatever Aquacreeps do. I presume. Birds. Objective, change from wetsuit. Is there supposed to be a me?
Storm's definitely rolling in. Looks like it's gonna be a rough one. You need a hand with anything out there?
Nah, I can take care of this. What are you gonna do?
Your dark, soulless eyes. Look like one of those pop figures. I guess
Good call. Not like we can get anything done until the storm blows through anyway. Well, I better get my shit together here before it lets loose on us. My guess is it's gonna last all night. Maybe longer.
I'm gonna restart the game. I'm assuming I broke something. That's generally a good assumption. Aquacreep, you go boop. Minor side tangent. It amuses me that it's called Final Release, but it's version 0.5. Ah, there we... Oh, wow, this is very different than it was before. I don't know what was going on before. Oh, I have full three-dimensional move. Can I go off? Can I? Darn it. I wanted to just jump off.
Storm's definitely rolling in.
Okay.
Looks like it's gonna be a rough
I'm
one.
Dean.
You need a hand with anything out there?
Nah, I can take care of this. What are you gonna do? Good call. Not like we can get anything done until the storm blows through anyway. Well, I better get my shit together here before it lets loose on us. My guess is it's gonna last all night. Maybe longer.
Okay, well now I can do the moving of the around and run around and do things. I'm really puzzled by what happened before. Do I click on stuff or is that just for selecting? Okay. Space. Well, this is a spookum room. All we need is that light to start flickering and we're in the middle of a horror game. Also, I like the squeaky shoes. Be nice if I could interact with more stuff, but well, we'll do what we can do. Objective, sleep. Oh, that sums up a lot of my life. The objective is sleep. I need an unusually large amount of sleep, I've been told. Like, I need about 9.5 to 10 to function at full capacity. Anything below 9 and I start, like, fritzing out. It's just like, you can feel a fog, like you're not firing on all cylinders mentally. I guess we're gonna sleep in the bathroom. 9.5 is generally closer to what I need, but I generally aim for, 9.5 to 10. That way, you aim for a little bit more than what you need, so you're always guaranteed to. If you can't sleep, or if you get any issues, you've got plenty of time. A laboratory. Or a laboratory, as Dexter would say. Oh, dear. It does not like my Dexter voice. I mean, I couldn't do a Dexter voice if I tried, but it did not like my attempt.
Storm's definitely rolling in. Looks
Can't
like
talk
it's gonna
now.
be a rough
Gotta get the
one.
boat cleaned up and tied down.
You
Can't
need
talk
to
now.
handle anything
Gotta
out
talk
there?
now. Gotta get the boat cleaned up. Gotta get the boat before the storm hits.
Let's go into the lab. Must go into the lab. Okay, good. It just didn't crash again. Oh, I don't know what they are, but they're adorable.
Hey, Steve, what's a good word?
Not a whole lot. But no news is good news, right? Heck of a storm brewing out there, ain't it?
That's a lot of text right there. I'm just gonna
Nothing
I'm gonna
here
go
for
with
you
that.
to do. Most of the essential equipment is locked away for safety. There's some minor procedures here in the lab, but it's nothing we can't handle on our own. Thanks though, should be a pretty heavy storm. The radar was showing a lot of red. We'll be fine though. The Institute keeps our preparations pretty thoroughly stocked.
Who murdered the radar? Radar is bleeding. Call the medical. Ooh, pretty charts. Colorful charts. I like the chart.
Isabel, everything cool?
I suppose. The storm is most inconvenient. The timing couldn't be worse. We were making excellent headway
She
on the
only has a
project,
lower lip.
and now we have to put it all on hold to prep the facility before it hits.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Did they remove your upper lip or something? It's like she's only got a lower lip. Like skin colored and then just big pink thing. Like she's talking like this. Anyway.
I appreciate that, Dean, but no, not really. Frankly, the situation just sucks, and there's nothing to do but wait it out. I just hope we don't lose power.
Ow.
That could create critical circumstances for the project. Look, I don't mean to brush you off or anything, but I need to focus on getting some things in order. I'll speak to you later, okay? Sorry, Dean, I really need to focus right now. Sorry, Dean, I really sorry, Dean, I really sorry, Dean, I sorry, Dean, I really sorry, Dean, I sorry, Dean, I really need to focus.
Okay, I'll quit doing that. That's just far too entertaining. Onward to what is presumably the bed. Nope, crew quarters is kind of a bed. Wait a second. There's another building. Must go there. Yes, what are you? The rec center. How many buildings are there? Oh dear goodness, I'm going to be here all day. Security room. And this is where the camera was. Huh. Okay, well, that's neat to know. I'm glad we came over here. I got to see where the camera went. Ooh. Screwdriver required. I don't have any of those. Suspicious.
Hey there, Irma. What's cracking? Everything all right? You seem kind of twitchy.
To be honest, I'm sort of wigging out a little. I've never been in a tropical storm before.
They're very calm. You just stay in the house and sleep. Eat food. Read a book. Okay, telling them that's not gonna help. You know,
that's nice of you to offer, but there's nothing left to do. Silly, right? Like we're as prepared as we can be out here, and I'm still a nervous wreck. But it's not just the storm. I just have this unnerving feeling, like something bad is about to happen. I can't explain it, like there's the storm, but then I don't know, this other feeling, like something isn't quite right.
Yeah, I'm sure it has nothing to do with being in what is presumably a horror game, given the name Aquacreep. But yeah, you'll be fine. Wow, those things are shiny. I want to know what polish you're using because I want to polish everything in the house with it. You just walk in and get blinded by all the shininess. I like, you know, I'm not even going to make the obvious I like shiny things remark, even though I kind of just made it there. Rec room. Can I have, ooh, sir, you have a beard. You have a very, very orange beard. Why can I interact with these? I want the screwdriver. You know what? I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm hunting for a screwdriver now. Like, that is my mission. My mission is to find screwdrivers. All of them.
Hey, man. How's it looking?
All of them.
Oh, hey, Dean. Back from the dive already? Guess you heard we're in for some rain, huh? No, we're straight as far as all that goes. Forecast says the main sail should be over us in about an hour or so. Guess we'll find out how built to last this place is.
So I just realized that when I click a response, he doesn't actually voice the response, so I should probably read those. My bad. Everything else was... Whoa. Did I not notice that before? Did I just not notice that? Whoa. Okay.
Howdy, Chuckles.
Howdy yourself. Looks like we're in for a bit of a colorful weather, huh? You stoked for the party tonight?
I was actually wondering if you needed any help with the prep for that.
What, the party? Or the storm? Cause either way, we're all set here. I'd say go pick up some ice if the nearest landmass wasn't 30 nautical miles inland. I think we'll manage though. But yeah, this party's gonna be rad, man. Everyone I've talked to about this is pretty amped. Isabel seemed a little bummed, but I guess that's just because she'd rather spend the night with her sea snails. Hey, more alcohol for us, right?
So all those pretty paintings on the wall over here that I can't see, it's nice that I got to see them when the camera flipped around. Okay, so I have investigated everything, except the crew quarters. Still no screwdrivers. This is a sad day. Nope, not going in that room.
Sup, jerk?
There you are. I was worried I wasn't going to meet my asshole quota for today. Have fun playing Aquaman this morning?
Slight critique, when they talk, the camera just kind of shifts a little bit, back and forth, and I don't know, I would probably stabilize the camera, but, you know. Octopus. Octopus. Yeah, it was okay. Need a new octopus. I think my current rig is
Think there's a
cracked.
spare in one of the lockers. We should be getting a fresh order of regulators next month. I'll put in for a new octopus as well.
Can I wear it as a hat? Oh dear. Hold really still. Maybe it won't freeze. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm not talking to you this time. I'm going to bed. You have a very odd assortment of portraits on the wall, sir. Investigate screen. No, I'm sure he's fine. Oh, well, that's not horrifying at all. I'm just met with the glowing silver eyes and rain. The drip effects are nice. Let's go to the rec center. Drip everywhere. Well, nobody seems to be dead. Was it you that
Hey,
screamed?
let me ask you something. You didn't happen to hear someone scream a bit earlier, did you?
Scream? Where did you hear a scream?
Well, I'm not entirely sure if it was a scream. I was asleep when I thought I heard it, but it kind of sounded like it came from towards the equipment storage.
Okay, listen close, man. I need to talk to you, but not here. Meet me in the security room. Don't tell anyone, and come alone. You got me?
Trevor, you're kind of freaking me out a little. What's wrong? What are you?
Not here. You walk out first and head over to the security room. I'll meet you there.
Okay. Hey people, I'm just, I'll be right back. I'm wandering off. Don't mind me. Very interesting taste in music. I'm just gonna, ooh dear, everything is foggy now. Waterfall. Blinky lights. I'll be over here. Oh, hey, wait, how'd you get here before me? You have a screwdriver, don't you? You're climbing through the air vents.
Okay, I'm here. Now what's this all about?
Okay, listen. This is gonna seem weird. Crazy even. But after what I saw, I really don't know how else to describe it.
Jesus, Trevor, man, you look like you saw a ghost. What happened? Jesus, Trevor, man, you look like you saw a ghost. What happened?
I think I know, but I don't want to say. Not until you've seen this first. Here, look. You see that monitor in there? Keep watching.
Where is this? Dive storage? Wait a minute, who is that?
And the game froze. Okay, so this is kind of right where the earlier crash is. Fun fact also, the scream is different every time you play it. It's either, you know, a male voice, female voice, and it seems to cycle through different versions of each voice. So I'm assuming that each of the characters, each of the NPCs, voice actors provided a scream. At least one scream. Also, before I get too far, halfway between the intro and this, I realized that the backup computer and main computer are close enough together that with a bit of fiddling about and moving things, I have the main computer recording the webcam and the backup computer recording the microphone and game and all. So we're being extra techy and fancy today, but this way I can at least have a webcam feed with which to do the things. So, what I did the first time was talk to Trevor, so I'm following that route. I assume that there's different routes depending on who you talk to. I don't know.
Hey, let me ask you something. You didn't happen to hear someone scream a bit earlier, did you?
Scream? Where did you hear a scream?
Well, I'm not entirely sure if it was a scream. I was asleep when I thought I heard it, but it kind of sounded like it came from towards the equipment storage.
Okay, listen close, man. I need to talk to you, but not here. Meet me in the security room. Don't tell anyone, and come alone. You got me?
Trevor, you're kind of freaking me out a little. What's wrong? What are you?
Not here. You walk out first and head over to the security room. I'll meet you there.
I really can't tell what the singer is saying 90% of the song, but, you know, it's bouncy. Okay. Also, I just have to really point out, I pointed this out in the original too, it's really spooky when you're suddenly, like, it's dark and you just got those silver eyes glaring out at you, and then the fog renders. And this game really intrigues me. I really am fascinated by it, and I really thank the game dev for pointing it out to me and asking me if I'd give it a look, because I really am glad to have done so. Also, you can fiddle with these, but without a screwdriver, you can't do anything. I just, you know, I've poked at them before. Also, before I continue, also want to point out, if there's any frame rate drops, sorry. Again, I'm doing this on the backup computer, which isn't, you know, quite as robust a system as I'm normally running on. It has no graphics card, etc. So, yeah, there may be a little bit of a frame rate drop. I'm also having to use the software encoder, because on the main computer, I use a hardware encoder, which basically lets the graphics card play the part of the video encoding stuff. So that's tying up more processor. And I think Unity-driven games generally like having a processor. I mean, it's using like 20% of my processor instead of the usual 6. That's neither here nor there. So anyway.
Okay, I'm here. Now what's this all about?
Okay, listen. This is gonna seem weird. Crazy even. But after what I saw, I really don't know how else to describe it.
Jesus, Trevor, man, you look like you saw a ghost. What happened?
I think I know, but I don't want to say it. Not until you've seen this first. Here, look. You see that monitor in there? Keep watching.
Where is this? Dive
This is
storage?
where it crashed, usually.
Wait a minute, who is that?
Not usually. Sometimes. This is usually as far as I got before it crashed. Well, the screen would be blank, but that would be as far as I would get. You know, it would freeze before it actually loaded the little video feed.
Good lord, what the hell did we just see happen?
Invasion of the
Somebody
Ice
just got
Snatchers.
attacked by something. Who and by what isn't exactly clear, as you can see from the video feed. But whoever it was got back up and shook it off like it was nothing.
Yeah, then it looks like they changed clothes and just left. You don't think whoever it was is still in the rec room with the others, do you?
I don't think we can rule it out just yet. And just so I know we're on the same page, you agree.
This
that
little
was what
bit of
it looked
text
like,
right here.
I mean, we both just
It's
saw what
printed
looked like
twice.
some kind of animal
Just noting
attack
that.
somebody, and then that somebody getting up and leaving like nothing happened. Right?
I saw it, but I'm not sure I believe it.
That's gonna have to be good enough, I guess. Here, take this.
Wait, you're giving me your gun? Why?
Don't worry. I keep a spare and some ammo in the security locker. I need you to have this, because you're the only one I can be sure is human right now. I could tell when you asked about the screams you heard in the rec room earlier.
What do you mean, is human?
I mean, between what you witnessed and what we just saw on the security monitors, somebody out there isn't who they say they are.
You're telling me that someone in this facility isn't really a person?
I don't think whoever was attacked is even alive anymore, Dean. Whatever that thing was is now running around, pretending to be human, and nobody but you and me have any idea.
Holy shit. What if there's more of these things? If that's what we're dealing with, then how are we supposed to know which one of us is really human?
I don't have an answer for that yet. For now, keep that gun on you and look around for clues. Probably start in dive storage. Maybe you can find something we missed in the video.
This is nuts, Trevor. How can we be sure about this? I mean, what if we're wrong? We'd be talking about taking innocent lives here.
But what if we're right? You know we can't take that risk. Look, I need you on this one. Right now, it's you and me who got to protect the rest of our crew out there. We can't let word get around until we know for sure what we're dealing with. I'll head back to the rec room and cover for you. Find out whatever you can. And remember, not a word of this to anyone until we know who it was on that tape. Good luck.
Okay. The reason that I knew that that piece of text was going to duplicate is I actually made it this far in take 3 when I found out the microphone had stopped recording. So that's why this is take 4. One minor thing, during the cutscenes, I would recommend rooting the camera to a specific angle, because having it sit here and do this constantly as the characters move, to me it takes away from the visuals of their animations. having the camera rooted and then having the character look around feels more like they're looking around than having the camera do this as they look around. Just a minor critique. That's my opinion. Also neat that ammo is infinite. How do I... Oh, okay, so it just aims at whatever poor target happens to be. Oh dear. So can this get off my screen, please? Can we... Do you want me to shoot him? Okay, there we go. It's off my screen. Oh, so you cannot shoot when there's no target. What happens if I go in the rec room? Like, you know I've got to do that, right? That's the first thing that I've got to do, is just walk in there with a handgun. Okay, nobody reacted. I kind of figured I'd walk in, there would just be screaming and gunshots and then, like, game over or some... I don't know. It just seemed like it would be something worth checking. I mean, worth it for me to walk in there and see, not... I don't know. Anyway. You know, I'm gonna check in here. Horror shenanigans always going on in here. Also, the squeaky shoes are a nice touch. Just want to say that. That's something I pointed out in Take 1, but, you know, since a lot of that footage isn't getting used here, it seems worth mentioning, and when I heard the squeaky shoes, it reminded me. Mr. Squidums. Did you take it? You know, it's funny that blood wasn't there before. Couldn't I just see whose dive suit it is?
Shredded and bloody wetsuit. Who did I see wearing a wetsuit with this pattern earlier?
I don't remember. Thomas, wasn't it? Thomas! But what if they were just wearing Thomas's suit? What if it wasn't Thomas at all? What if they want us to think it was Thomas? No, wait. Never mind. That person would have to have been wearing Thomas's wetsuit before being killed, so then the question would be, why were they wearing Thomas's sweatsuit before getting killed? I'm gonna keep calling it a sweatsuit, sorry. I don't know why, that's just my... Can I go back to bed? Is that a possible answer here? I mean, I could also just crank down the air conditioner and see who freezes. Whoever's body isn't producing heat properly. Assuming that the creature doesn't... Well, the creature may like the cold, though, if it came out of the ocean. I mean, colder than we're comfortable, though. I'm suspicious of him. I want to talk to Trevor first.
Hey, you ready for this? I pull this trigger, one of two things is gonna happen.
Where I see it, we don't have much of a choice. Just be sure before you go popping off shots on it.
Also, the choice structure here is neat, but minor suggestion. You could keybind 1 through 4 to them too, so that the player would have the option of, you know, hitting numbers or clicking. I mean, Thomas seems...
Man, I really like that guy too. Shit.
Trevor will remember that.
No other choice. It's a tough call. I'm glad I'm not the one to make it. Don't think I'll be able to make the game yours.
I mean, it was his wetsuit. I'm probably horribly wrong, but... Oh, Thomas.
Hey, Tommy, can I bend your ear for a moment?
You want to talk? Sure. How you doing, man?
Might sound a little strange, but did you happen to hear any screaming earlier?
Screaming? I mean, sorta. It's kind of a party if you missed it, know what I mean? Music blaring, people shaking it, getting drunk. I love parties, man. Anywho, sure beats work, am I right?
Oh, man, this is difficult. This is difficult. I'm gonna be horribly wrong. Thomas. Dead Thomas. He didn't suffer. So at least there's that. Just shoot everybody. None of you are leaving. I know I'm not the monster, but...
Blast on that imposter and let's be done with this already. Just make sure you don't hit no one you don't suspect on accident.
I did. I mean, that is Thomas, right? I need to talk to this guy. He seems fun.
Hey Sean, come here a sec.
Hey buddy, what's up? Did I hear any screaming? Of course I did. It's a party, man. Everyone's screaming. Look, I'm screaming.
I like this guy.
Hey, never mind all that.
I like
How about
this
you
guy.
kick
He's
back
fun.
and relax, huh? I remember, we're getting paid for this.
Okay, so he didn't see me shoot anybody, apparently. I'm guessing these people will have a response.
Hey Rebecca, I have to ask you something.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Nope.
A scream? Not really. I mean, the music is pretty
You
loud.
have no nose.
I can barely hear you
Or is that your nose? Is that
Come
little
on,
bump?
what are you waiting for? Grab a drink and join the fun.
That's your nose. Your nose is attached to your upper lip. That might be a problem. I mean, like, really attached.
What are you waiting for, man?
I already
Last
shot
time
him.
at
What do you
hospital,
want
let's
from
get
me?
done with this already. Just make sure you don't
Steve,
hit
you
no
got a
one
minute?
suspect on that shit.
Oh, hey Dean. I was beginning to wonder if you were going to sleep right through the party. Say,
I'm just gonna have to
you
shoot
don't look
everybody.
very
aren't I?
good. Are you sick or something? Screaming, you say? Nope. No, I don't think I've heard anything like that. Probably just hearing things. Maybe the storm knocked something over. Look, why don't you try to enjoy the party? It's not every day the Institute signs our checks to kick back and relax.
Part of what you said wasn't in the subtitle. Clearly it's you. Do I need to investigate him or something? Okay. Well. Okay, one thing of note, your game audio is actually peeking out a bit there, so you might want to... Oh great, now the music is stuck like that, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so the music doesn't stop when you go to the checkpoint, but yeah, your game audio went a little bit into the red. Just noting that. Now here's a question. Is it a different person every time? I really thought it was Thomas. But he was the more suspicious one. What's your name again? Steve?
Hey, you ready for this? I pull this trigger, one of two things is gonna happen.
Where I see it, we don't have much of a choice. Just be sure before you
But
go
what
pop
would have
it
led
off
me
shot.
to Steve?
Shit, the doctor? He would have been good to have around until we sorted this mess out. No telling what kind of injury he's going to create.
Watch, it's not going to be him this time.
I'm glad I'm able to make it. Don't think I'd be able to make the game you're about to roll.
No, don't shoot Trevor. No, Steve. Yeah. So we learned one thing. Don't shoot while you're standing next to it. Those drip particles are floating in the air now. But what would have led me to Steve? Is it different every time, and what would have led me to Steve? Because Thomas was the one standing out there with the blue suit on. Maybe I'm just missing the... What's that under you? Is that an eyeball? I'm not even gonna ask where that eyeball is coming from and why it's just hovering there, but whatever.
Hey, you ready for this? I pull this trigger, one of two things is
Do
gonna
you,
happen.
ma'am? I don't know.
Where I see it, we don't have much of a choice. Just be sure before you go popping off shots all over the place. Shit, the doctor?
Okay. Trevor will remember that.
Until we sorted this mess out. No
Key.
telling what kind of injury.
It looks like the kind that opens the lockers in dive storage. Could be useful.
Why do I have a key? Why do I have a key? I'm assuming the key is not supposed to be something I have yet, but let's see what the key does. Because I have a key. Why do I have a key? This is a puzzle and a conundrum. And this is a very large place. Why are there so many buildings? Wouldn't it be all congregated into kind of one spot? Spear gun. Do I have it? Do I still has infinite ammo? Oh, how much do you want to bet it's if you keep losing, it gives you the key so that you can, like, kind of the easy mode. Here, I see you're having some problems with this. Have a key. If so, that's pretty neat. If not, whoops. I don't know. We'll try this again before I get too fancy with the spear gun. So I need to get as far away as possible. Oh, not Thomas. Wait, so if I target and then walk away... Monster? Did I break it? Yeah, I think I broke it. I don't know what happened. You'll just keep going with that.
Well, I'd say that went as well as could be expected.
You think? Man, they got a way up through the ceiling panels. Who knows where it could be right now? Shit, if bullets don't kill this thing, what the kind of options does that leave us with?
Nukes. 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 Not true. Shooting it made it reveal its true form, so there's that. I could tell it hurt it a little.
Okay, you got a point. I guess it's just a matter of finding it again, finishing the job. Tough SOB, I guess. Okay, look, forget all that for right now. We need to think of what our next move is. Maybe something in the lab could... Oh, fuck! Isabel's in the lab all by herself. She has no idea what just happened.
Ain't that dandy. To Isabel! With the spear gun!
Hey, are you keeping it together all right? I mean, all things considering.
Dean! All things considering? Well, I guess considering I just saw some kind of alien break out of a person and escape into the ceiling, the fact that I haven't shit myself must mean I'm doing pretty good!
I think that's a pretty fair assessment, actually.
Well, gee whiz, partner, that's mighty fun of you to say, but I'd guess fair went out of the window around the time body Snatchers showed up to the party. Holy shit, man, what was that thing anyway? I don't ever want to see anything like it ever again.
Here's a question. It went into the ceiling. These buildings are disconnected. What they gonna do, climb through the imaginary air ducts? Also, what's to stop it? Is that a screen? Should that concern me? I'm betting it's a different person each time. Or I'm guessing it's a different person each time, and maybe the wetsuit and the scream would both be clues, so there may be other clues elsewhere.
Isabel, we need to talk.
This had better be an emergency.
Oh, it is,
We
actually.
have a very serious problem. I don't know if you're willing to believe this, but a member of the crew was killed by some kind of creature. The creature then went on to disguise itself as human.
Son of a bitch. I knew it.
You knew it? What do you mean you knew it?
I mean, I had a feeling. I figured it couldn't have gotten too far. Allow me to explain. You see, the project we've been focusing on recently, It started out with mollusks and sea snails, until we discovered what we thought initially was a completely new species.
She knows too much. Shoot her!
A small green slug with yellow spotted patterns along its sides. Nothing about
Like
it
the one on your back?
seemed
The one
particularly
in
noteworthy until one day we discovered its more fascinating attributes. Shape-shifting.
You gotta be shitting me right now.
No, I'm quite serious. We placed the specimen in a terrarium alongside other species. We were shocked to find as the amount of new species would seem to disappear, more of the more common species would proportionally be present. We found that...
No, not the fact that it can shapeshift. I mean, you can't possibly mean to tell me that thing that's out there picking off the crew is some aquatic slug. I've seen it on video, partially at least, and I can tell you it was no slug. This thing had legs.
That's what I was getting to. We found that not only could it mimic other species at a cellular level, but in ingesting other organisms, it seemed to rapidly evolve. In many cases, acquiring attributes derivative of its prey.
So you're saying this little sea slug can mimic its way up the food chain and become just like whatever it eats?
I'm saying it doesn't end there. Just because it consumes an organism doesn't mean it's restricted to just taking the same form and aping its skill set. The creatures have demonstrated the capability to reassign organic matter into completely different new tissue. If left to its own devices, we found that they could produce rudimentary venom sacs, crude wings have formed, acidic saliva glands, and even initial cranial telemetric systems. We've witnessed these things move things without touching them.
Oh,
I think that would be telekinetic.
Now you're telling me these things are telepathic?
No, I'm saying they could be if the conditions were met and the evolutionary demand was concentrated enough. Essentially, they're the perfect adaptive organic machines.
Oh my god.
Not
we burn the
God,
oceans down. Destroy them all.
Science.
Yeah? Well, one of your little science experiments is running amok and taking people's lives.
Relax. There are procedures in place for this kind of situation. The Institute can fly a containment squad out here by daybreak.
Well, the Institute
The
needs to be
storm
burned down, too,
complicates
from the
things,
sound
but
of it.
I'm sure they can manage for a high-level emergency like this.
Are you hearing me right now? At least one of these things is out there right now, killing people and posing in their skins as replacements. Right now, we have no way of telling who's really human.
Yes, we do. I can run a test that will prove definitively among us who is genuinely human, but I'm going to need samples of everyone's blood.
Taking your blood too,
Here,
lady.
take these empty needles. Collect a sample from all the remaining crew members and bring them back to me. But hurry. If we wait too long, all the cells will have already assimilated and we will have missed our chance. If we examine everyone's blood quickly, we can spot the predatory cells still in the act of fusing with the host's native blood cells. That's how we'll find out who's really one of us.
Sounds risky. I'd have to get pretty close to someone to extract their blood. But if this will prove definitively the identity of the creature, then it's worth the risk.
Just don't get too close. The creature's awareness is greater as it jumps from host to host. It'll learn your behaviors and adapt to it. That's what it does. Be careful.
See, the question, though, is how is it that it mimics their mannerisms, method of speaking, etc.?
Whoa! Damn it! Don't sneak up on me like
I had
that!
a harpoon gun. Whoa, why am I purple?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to.
What are you doing out here in a storm like this?
Everyone in the rec room is scared to be around each other, so they all scattered to different buildings. I came out here to try and talk some sense into
You
them.
go in there and give a blood
You shouldn't
sample.
be doing that, Trev. It's really not a smart
You're
idea to
being
be out on your
suspicious
own
right
right now.
You out here by yourself, too. At least I think you are. You ain't got any creepy crawlers shawshanking their way through your guts telling you to kill me right now. Right?
My guess is that if I did, I wouldn't be so inclined to tell you about it, would I?
Nah, I'd guess you wouldn't, so I suppose there ain't much point in asking. Been a while since you ran off to check on Isabel. Anything you want
You're
to
being
cop to?
paranoid.
Actually, there is something. There's a helicopter being dispatched to come pick us up. Real pros, G-men I guess, you know the type. Top-level operatives who know how to clean up a mess like this.
Finally, some good news. So now what? We just hang tight till they get here?
Not quite. We can't risk taking someone back with us who might be infected with the creature. Isabel's got a blood test she's putting together, but I need to get a sample from everyone on deck so we can make sure we're all clean.
And this test is guaranteed? No chance of a false positive, is there?
You'd have to ask Isabel about that. All I know is that if I don't get the samples under the microscope as quick as possible, the blood from the creature is going to be impossible to distinguish from the blood of any of us.
Oh, hell, man. Why didn't you say so in the first place? Hurry up and get the samples before we run out of time and have to go back to the spray and pray technique.
Yes, call Twitch.
That's what
We'll
I
get
came
out
up
here
here to
quick.
do. Head
Then eat
inside
all
the
the
lab
cheese.
and wait with Isabel. When I get back with the samples, we'll find out if anyone's not on the up and up. Then we just have to make it until the chopper gets here.
There's a big flaw in this plan. He should have already had a blood sample taken. Isabel should have drawn a blood sample, and now Trevor needs to take a blood sample. We shouldn't wait until we have all the samples. Also, if there's a physical, like, real-world time limit, I need a timer. If it's just a plot time limit, then, you know, that's fine. By plot time limit, I mean, like, the fact that you could stand around and do nothing in a game and the game's not actively progressing or counting down towards your doom.
Easy there. I'm not here to hurt you. It's me, Dean.
I trust you.
Need a blood sample.
Kinda. What do you want?
Need a blood
Listen,
sample.
Isabel knows a way to find out who's really human, but to do it, I need to take a sample of your blood. Just a small one. Then a helicopter will come and take us all away from here. Sound good?
A test? If it means I can stop cowering away and get off this rock, then yeah, you can have some of my blood. Look, I hate needles, so just do it quick, alright? Before I get second thoughts. Fuck that pinch. God, I hate needles. But you got what you needed, right? You can tell who's the monster now?
I can tell if you are the monster. I mean, it kind of requires blood samples for more than just you, ma'am. Unless you're the monster, in which case, I guess it would work that way. So what if I just shot everybody at the start? Everybody's in a different building, naturally. Oh, hi.
Relax, Uma. It's me, Dean. I'm human. Listen, I need something from you. I need to take a sample of your blood so we can run it under the microscope and make sure you're really you.
Like a blood test? Like my vision? The ones about the microscope?
Right
Yeah,
now
just like
you have
that.
visions?
I only need a little. Will you comply? Or are you going to make me take it from you?
I suppose you have every right to want to figure out who's the monster. Okay, make it quick. I suck at needles, but I'm willing to give in to whatever it takes to figure this out.
Why don't you use your
Thanks.
visions to tell
We
us
should
who the
know the
monster
results
is
soon.
then?
I think it'd be best if you just stay here until we know for sure, for everyone's safety.
Shouldn't we be moving as a group? I mean, wouldn't that be better for everyone's safety? I mean, unless... Okay, if we knew... Never mind, because then we put them all in one place and one of them's the monster, and then... So yeah, we'd need to... We would need to know who the monster is before we did that. If we could guarantee who is safe and then cluster them together, then that'd be better. Really? Nobody in the security station? Wouldn't that be the first place everybody would be fighting to get to? I'm gonna go over here and make sure there's nobody just standing out here staring longingly out at the waves. It's them. They're the monster. Staring at the ocean. I still say we burn it down. We just need lots of fire. Lots of fire. I mean, it's gonna take a lot of it, but we can burn it down. Burn it all down. Yes. Oh, that's right, you two are in here. I guess I'll just deposit what blood samples I've
So
got.
this test of yours, can we fully count on it?
Is
Is there any chance of an error? Tell me now or consider the blood on your hands.
So long as you get the samples under the microscope before every single invasive predatory cell has fully assimilated, you'll notice an obvious difference.
And it better be obvious. Don't think you're in the clear just yet, Professor. As far as I'm concerned, we all need to pass the test like our life depends on it. Because it does.
I like the background music.
I'd expect nothing less. Here, you'll be needing a sample of my blood as well. Alright, that should do it. Put it under the microscope and see for yourself. I'm human.
I mean, I guess I can just start putting them under. But... Here's my blood. More blood. I'm guessing I would notice something. need Trevor, Sean, and Thomas. Steve's dead. Steve already long dead. Oh, I need a... Trevor. Come on, man.
Alright, Trev, your turn. Just need a little sample of your blood and we can all know for a fact what you and I already know.
Okay, man. Just make it quick. Let's be done with all this.
Okay, you're just gonna feel a little pinch here.
Man, I've gotten shots before. Just do it already.
There, see? No big deal.
I really expect one of them to scream. Because it would just be kind of random and funny. Uh-oh. Come on, Trev. Trevor, no.
You have all I can offer. Only the microscope can exonerate me now. You're looking
Trevor,
for transparent
no.
cells with wriggling tendrils on all sides. Find that, and you'll find your monster.
I mean, I guess I should have known when I found him standing out in the storm waiting for me.
One day we're gonna look back on this and, well, not laugh, because I mean, people died, dude. People died and they aren't coming back. Any one of us could be next, huh?
See, here's the thing that I'm puzzled by. If the creature has killed Trevor and it's just acting like Trevor, are you saying it's absorbed his, memories and all? And it's just that good at mimicry? I feel like there should be a little more verbal tics going on. Well, I'm gonna back away, because, not backing away has gotten problems in... Okay, there appears to be a glitch involving the gun. Okay, so I'm gonna... Okay, A, I had to jump cut because for some reason the bullets weren't working. B, his sweatsuit is a lighter blue than I thought. So yeah, there's that. So I was wrong to start with. So I'm gonna take a little more time to just look around at everybody before I dive right back into where we were. Nobody was in the bathroom. Just show up in the bathroom. Hey, open the door, I need to see what clothes you're wearing. That wouldn't be weird at all. So yeah, he did have the dark blue wetsuit on. Oh dear. So that means if everybody's wearing a wetsuit, then it's... Oh joy. So yeah, I'm betting which wetsuit it is random, which person it is random. So I would use the color of the wetsuit and the voice of the scream to narrow it down. Naturally, you would have the orange one. It matches his hair, and that amuses me. Okay. So I could go off to the side and make a chart and color, this person's wetsuit is this color. But, we at least see that there is more to that. Okay, female scream, so let's see if it goes that route. The scream might not be evidence, but I think it's linked. I will also note that this game involves a lot of left to right running. I might suggest changing the shape of, the way the map is set up so that the buildings are either nearer, organized differently, or otherwise maybe not in a full straight line. Maybe do, half of them and then half of them and then have cross bridges. There's a lot of time spent left and right running. So now I come over here.
Shredded and bloody wetsuit.
And who
did
wore
I see wearing a
purple?
wetsuit with this pattern earlier?
Oh, I don't remember. I know who it wasn't. I can narrow it down. We know that it wasn't me, it wasn't Thomas, it wasn't Trevor, it wasn't Sean, it wasn't Steve, it wasn't Rebecca. I mean, it seems like we're coming down to it maybe being Uma. Either Uma or the science lady. I assume the science lady can't be it, because she's plotful. Same as probably Trevor can't be it in this first section. So I'm thinking it's her. I don't remember seeing a purple wetsuit. Uma. Did your visions prepare you for this? Well, that does look more like a sea slug. So we know it's Uma, so shoot Uma. Not Sean. Not Sean! Uma. Why are you shooting Sean? Oh my. Oh, okay, so wait. No, you're not coming near me. Okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. You just gotta be careful to get out of its back. Then that's where it is.
Well, I'd say that went as well as could be expected.
Okay. So now we'll jump back forward to the lab. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and check Trevor.
Alright, Trev, your turn. Just need a little sample of your blood and we can all know for a fact so this test already knows. Can we fully count on it? Is there any chance of an error? Tell me now or consider the blood on your hands.
I was about to say, where's her blood? And I'm going to guess, obviously, it's impossible for the player character to be the one. That would be really weird. Okay, so I'm gonna jump cut over the samples that we've already had.
It's me, Dean.
Your eyes look funny. I think it's you. She was weirdly, like, reverse cross-eyed there. Well, no, Uma's dead, so I don't have to get a sample from her. Nobody was in the security office. At least that narrows it down some. Okay, I guess we'll check Rebecca's while we're here. No spookum noises. Just regular blood. And Uma's dead. I mean, Uma was long dead. It was not my doing. She was dead before I got there. I just killed the creature that was posing as her.
Okay, Sean, here's the story. Since nobody knows which one of us is the monster, I'm going around taking blood samples. Isabel's got a test ready in the lab that can answer our little identity crisis. To that end, I'm gonna need a contribution.
My blood? Is the test gonna pick up any other things?
Relax, we're just looking for signs of the creature. Nobody's interested in what you do in your free time.
Drug test,
I'm in
Joe?
kind of a rush, so would you mind?
Oh no, yeah, that's fine, that's okay. You know what? Why don't you let me handle this for you?
At least he's honest.
Kinda know my way around these things pretty well. Phew, there we are. Boy, that takes me back. Better days, I can tell you that much.
Another question would be, if the creature knows that we're taking blood tests in order to, you know, find out who the creature is, why wouldn't it just basically jump out, possess me? You know, it would look like I fought with the creature and whatnot.
Listen, there's a test we can do to find out which
Depends
one
on
of
how
us
smart
is
it
really
is.
the shapeshifter. But I need to collect a blood sample from everyone to do it.
Blood sample? You mean with a needle, right?
That gonna be a problem, Tom?
No problems, just... hell. I guess I don't have a choice on this one. If I don't participate, I guess it doesn't point a good indication my way, does it?
It really doesn't. But look, Isabel's calling in some high-level specialists who are flying out here right now. It'll all be over soon. Our only concern right now is making sure we single out the creature before they get here.
Now is not the time for that. Calm down, Linda. Was there another building this way? Because where's Steve? Okay, so there is a possibility, and that's that Steve is now where Uma was. Maybe whoever didn't get shot in that situation would be in the rec room, and then I walked right past because I thought that that was Uma's, like, designated spot. It's also possible that Steve is now in the security room, and that's his designated spot, which would leave the rec room empty. I guess we've already run this far, we may as well. Just gonna pop up a second game over, you took too long. Yep. Nope. Yep, you're
Isabel's got a blood test that can tell us who's the creature and who's a human. There's also some kind of contingency squad flying in through the storm that's gonna wipe the place.
Thank God for all that, then. If they're sending in professionals, why the blood test?
I would think that would be obvious, Doctor. Squad or no squad, we're still bumping elbows with a homicidal shapeshifter, and I think we'd all breathe a little easier knowing who it was. Now hold out your arm, please.
Fair point. Alright then, have at it. I hope Isabel's test can finally put the matter to rest. I've never seen everyone so on edge. Not that I really blame them.
So here's another question. Oh no, I guess that would just start the cycle over. I was gonna say, what if it jumped hosts? You know, threw the body off the dock, but, you know, took over somebody else, but then they'd notice somebody's missing and they'd probably redo the blood test, so it wouldn't really be a way around it. And again, that depends on how intelligent the creature is. Thump thumps. Nope. Thomas. It's Thomas, isn't it? Thomas, my friend. You were the first one I suspected and I was wrong, but this time I was right. And he was in the dive room storage. So we're gonna die. The building is a lot bigger on the outside than it is on the inside. Oh, Tomas! Hi, Tomas. Oh, you're not horrible. Look ready. Oh, man, you're horrible. Tomas. Tomas has no mas legs. He just left his legs behind. Oh, man. Well, I have a sinking suspicion that by the end of this, I'll be the only one left. Ah, 'tis a sad day in the land of Aquacreep. So...
Isabel, what the hell happened to the microscope? How are we supposed to figure out the shapeshifter's identity now?
Calm down. There must be another way. The creature has a high tolerance for extreme temperatures. If you were to be able to manipulate the air conditioning units, maybe you could get the temperature low enough to trigger a reaction.
What kind of reaction? Would cold temperature force this thing to reveal itself?
I wouldn't say that. I was thinking maybe more along the lines of condensation. A human's breath becomes visible in low temperatures due to the air we exhale being warmed by our bodies. The creatures are cold-blooded, so...
So anybody whose breath I can't see in cold temperatures is probably the creature in disguise.
Couldn't we just put everybody in cold storage and see who doesn't, you know...
Damn thing broke the microscope. Blood samples won't prove anything now. Any ideas?
Shoot everyone.
Shit, not really, man. But to be completely honest, I don't feel 100% comfortable being around you or anyone else right now. I just want to be left alone until that government team arrives.
So that you can get to the mainland.
Those
and
fuckers will
spread
probably try
across
to
the
lock
land.
it in some kind of cage and study it. We need to end this now, Trevor. That thing's been tearing through the crew one by one, and you would just let it go?
Look, man, I get it. I really get it. You're scared, I'm scared, we're all fucking scared. But help is on the way. We're researchers, man, not trained monster hunters. Let's just wait till the rescue shows up.
There might not be anyone left to rescue when they get here if we don't kill it now. Taking this thing out was your idea in the first place, and so far you've done next to nothing to see it through.
Don't start getting paranoid at poor Trevor. Trevor is our friend. He is precious and must be protected. Unless he becomes one of them. And then we burn him. Okay, I need a screwdriver. We get that. So I go to each room and fiddle with it, but I need a screwdriver. Where would I get a screwdriver? It would either be dive storage or security. Either one seems like a viable place to store screwdriver. At least realistically speaking. I mean, a screwdriver, it depends on how many screwdrivers you have. If you've got 1,000 of the things, there could be a box full of them in every room. Would be nice if one had a bit of a hint.
Somebody sabotaged the microscope in the lab, so now the blood test is no longer an option.
You mean to tell me we have no definitive way of telling a human from an imitation? God help us.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm trying to figure out another method, but we're running out of options. It would be best if you just stay away from everyone else for a while.
I should say so. Damn thing could be any one of us. Oh, I hope that helicopter arrives soon.
Just wait here. I'm going to try to figure this out.
I feel like they'd be a lot more paranoid about me. Like, I'm the one walking around with a gun. I would be the most dangerous one to be possessed. Oh, but I don't know where a screwdriver is. I'm kind of just walking up to all the cabinets and things, hoping... You know, I mean, we keep screwdrivers in our kitchen drawers. Well, one of them. I mean, then again, we also have, like, 3 tape measures and a set of channel locks in a kitchen drawer, too, but... And we have a drawer full of hammers. Maybe we're weird. No, it's not there. Where, oh, where would a screwdriver be? Well, it could be in the laboratory, actually. There's lots of cabinets here. Oh, okay, there should be cabinets here.
You can probably lower the temperature levels by using a screwdriver on the air conditioning units.
Thank you.
I think Rebecca kept one in a toolbox in the dive equipment lockup.
Sadly, as that's the rightmost room, that's also the one that would have been last for me to search. Also, excuse me if, like, I ever, like, I'm looking at weird directions. I don't have the webcam preview, so I can't see exactly what's going on. We got in dive storage. That is a screwdriver. It's a very interesting little cutscene there. Okay, I'm assuming there's an air conditioning control in here, because in case it wasn't Steve... I don't think that's how air conditioners work. That's not how air conditioners work. You don't overclock them. hilarious as that seems. Oh, Shawnee boy. You've got a beard, you'll be fine. Yep, this one's cold. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, my friend?
Somebody destroyed the microscope while I was out trying to kill the creature. We have no absolute way of figuring out which one of us is human.
Oh, well, that's just great. So what now? Are we just fucked or what?
I don't know, maybe... I'm looking into an alternate way to do this. For now, it would be best if we all just stayed away.
Yeah, I'm
from
not
each other.
testing the alternate way
What
or
about the
anything.
specialists flying in? What happens if we can't kill off the creature in time?
I don't know. I'm assuming they take us to some headquarters and run similar methods of testing. Isabel told me if the cells aren't examined quickly, a blood test is ineffective.
I mean, there's an easy
I
way
just
to
don't
find
know.
out. You put out your foot, they chop off your foot, and, you know, see what happens. I mean, it's not a preferable method, but presumably if you caused a big enough injury, there would be a difference. Well, Trevor and Isabel, you're getting checked next. I don't know. This is a little funny, but I like the little electrical hazard warning. Whoa! Why did I just climb over? There's an invisible dead body in here. Well, y'all both check out. I see your breath. Not like turning the air conditioner back up when I'm done would be helpful or anything. It's probably Rebecca. Or Steve. It's always Steve. Okay. We got ice. Got plenty of ice. You seem fine for now. There's no one in the rec center, so no point in freezing that place up. So Stevie boy, it ain't looking good for you. Oh, Stevie boy.
When will we know when it's safe again? Will we know?
Well,
How much
I'm
longer
sorry,
until the
Steve,
helicopter arrives?
but you
I'd do
appear
anything to get off this bloomin'
to be a
research.
monster. That's what happens when it leaves, because it doesn't kill you at that point. Gonna turn those back up. Nope. Alas, Steve, we hardly knew ye. Another question would be, wouldn't the smartest thing to do is once I've identified which person it is to gather the non-monster people into one place and lock it down? So that then it wouldn't be able to find a host. And another question, if there's a whole bunch of these things out there, what's killing one of them going to do? Well, it's still frosty. You know what, I'm going to talk to Trevor first. He's my buddy.
You wait for the helicopter if you want. I'm finishing this.
Aww.
You can probably lower the temperature levels by using a screwdriver on the air conditioning
And what do I
units.
do then?
I think Rebecca kept one in a toolbox in the dive equipment lockup.
Oh no, are you telling me I just have to keep jumping from room to room, killing whoever it is, and that... I can see both of your breaths, so that's good. You are both safe. Oh, I hope it's not Sean. Sean seems like such a nice guy. Or Sean. You're looking away from me, I can't see your breath.
It's too bad we don't have flamethrowers or something. Or some kind of giant freezer we could lock it in. Then again, I guess that still wouldn't help us with knowing who the creature was.
Sean. Sean. Oh dear, it's bigger.
Is it finally dead? Looks like it. Wait a minute, I think I hear something outside. Could it be?
Is that your way of telling me to go outside? To the laboratory! Oh, no, I can't go in the lab. Okay. Yeah, the sun sure rose quick, didn't it? The military and their fancy helichoppers. I'm gonna just show up with a handgun and the military guys are gonna shoot me on sight. He's got a gun! Fire the sabot rounds. Oh, Trevor survived. I guess that's the most important thing. The military doesn't show up at all, you just hear a whistling in the distance and the whole place gets nuked. It's like, nope. We ain't having this thing. Low frame rate helicopter blades. Oh, you amuse me so. It's the same image, it's two images and it's flicking between them. I love it. Oh, I love it. Is this the credits or is something about to happen? The helicopter turns out to be a bigger one and it sprouts wings and flies off, screeching into the night. Screeching into the sunlight, because it's not night anymore. I knew there was going to be a horror movie hook in the end of there. Horror things generally have a weird little hook at the end, like, the end, question mark. There's one stuck to the chopper. But surely nobody thought to look then.
No news yet on just how widespread infection has become, but we have been told here at Channel 12 that attacks have spread rapidly.
Violence erupted across the downtown area tonight as people fleeing a coffee shop massacre were gunned down by military forces. Officials have claimed it was not known which of the individuals were actually human and which were creatures from another world.
Oh, they're from another world now, are they?
Reports of massive fires across the city tonight as chaos continues to sweep the area. The entities now being referred to as creeps have overrun nearly every part of town, leaving survivors to wonder if this could be the dawning of the end of the human race as we know it.
Panic-fueled riots have overtaken several business districts in the area as the invasion continues. Suspicion is at an unprecedented level as townsfolk begin to fear their neighbors and loved ones of actually being one of the creatures.
Fire sweeps the nation as people take to the
forest. Just how it
forest.
began, but have been quoted as saying it is unlike anything they have ever encountered before.
Military forces were quickly overcome on the city's west side this evening as what has only been described as some kind of alien life form overtook the area, consuming those unlucky citizens in their path.
Aquacreep.
Mass evacuation attempts are being made as people flee the horde of unidentified creatures, infiltrating city homes and businesses, many being halted by military officials. The Pentagon has issued a tri-statewide quarantine in efforts to stop the spread of the epidemic, while rescue crews set up relief tents in designated hotspots along the perimeter of the infection zones.
Huh. That's neat that it does that at the end. Poor Sean. Why is Rebecca and Uma just glowing? What's up with that? I mean, we had the maximum number of survivors, so... alas, my friends, I hardly knew ye. But Trevor survived. And the game closes itself, that's neat. Okay, so this has been Aquacreep 3D. I'm really glad I got this to work. This is a fascinating game. It really intrigues me. You've really outdone yourself, Suits and Nukes. And again, I thank you for, poking me and recommending me to play it, because I really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad I got it to work. The game fascinates me. Like, I don't really have words for it, but it's a really, really interesting concept. I like the fact that it changes, that, like, each person seems to have their own unique monster model, which is neat. It means that each playthrough is different, visually and the way they move around, and also you're in different rooms. I really like the way that makes each game unique and play out differently. Also, the fact that because it's a different person each time, you get exposed to different dialogue each time. I would say, possibly, if you were to consolidate the buildings into a closer area, or make them all part of one larger complex so that it going up into the ceilings makes a little more sense. I mean, as it is, I imagine it's bursting out of the roof, scurrying down into the water, crawling along under the dock, and then sneaking into the next building. So it makes sense, like, physically. But putting them closer together or consolidating the map would make... You'd be spending less time roaming and rambling, left to right, left to right, left to right. Even if you just halved the width of the map and made it 2 successive docks with, cross branches between them, you cut down on roaming time a lot. Since the camera is coming from a single direction, though, I don't know whether you would want to do that. And, the game is finished as it is, so I'm not saying these are things that must be done. I'm just, putting ideas and critiques and constructive criticism. Once I got the hang of it, the combat was not nearly as bad as I thought. At first, I thought that the creature was actively chasing and following me, instead of it following a set path, and I just have to make sure I'm not in the path. So I was spending a lot more time trying to fire a couple shots, run back, fire a couple shots, run back, fire a couple shots, thinking that it was going to be, more actively chasing me. And if it was more actively chasing me, it would have taken a lot, an overhaul of the combat mechanic as a whole. But given the way it works really well. Each one having slightly different walk paths through the room is neat. I feel like some of them, when they hit the end of the room, they made a bigger loop than others paced. It would be neat maybe if one of them walked a serpentine, if they each had their own unique pattern, and I think they do, I just haven't seen all the creatures. The character designs are interesting, the voicing is great, the characters had very nice dialogue. I would, if possible, say have Dean, voice whichever options you pick, and maybe map the dialogue options to 1, 2, 3, and 4 so that you could quickly move through dialogue. Also have an option to skip one step through dialogue instead of, exiting out of the dialogue completely. I mean, I like the exit through it completely option, but, maybe have a button you could push to skip one step forward through the dialogue also. Like in Dark Souls, when, while they're still talking, you hit A, and then it just jumps to the next line of dialogue, and hit A, and so on and so forth. But the game is outstanding. It fascinates me. I love it. There's a few little graphical quirks. Sometimes the distant fog and buildings clip in strange ways, and the support pillars for the dock, the thick black outline on them has some weird little clipping, but it's really pretty, and I'm not saying these things have to be changed. I'm just mentioning a couple graphical things I noticed. Also, I mentioned it in the Take 1 version, so you'll see it if you click the end guard thing, but Uma has no upper lip. Or was it Isabel? No, Isabel. Isabel has no upper lip. It was the doctor lady. Like, she looked like she was talking like this. She's got the big pink part down here, but nothing up here. I would have recommended having a thinner pink line at the top and a thicker one at the bottom if you wanted to go for that style, but having nothing at the top, to me, made it to me like she was talking like that. And it was funny. It amused me. I'm not criticizing that. It honestly amused me a bit. But anyway, this has been Suladan Plays Aquacreep Take 4. Thank you for watching. As always, We would love to have you in the Discord channel if you'd like to join and watch. There's the Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. I don't mention that super often. I just randomly mention it once in a while. I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and I will see you on the next game.